This is our country song. We can be lighter, we can be darker, but aren't we all in the same country? Aren't we all here for the same reason?
Bata, 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 paano ka ginawa? Alam mo bang magsalita ng iyong sariling wika?
Stories from our past, of existence, of colonization, immigration, survival, healing, and resilience. We need to acknowledge and confront these stories so that we can build a future with our youth that is based on truths and meaningful reconciliation.
All you do is tell lies. You see, it's funny. You don't know me. Living in this country was supposed to be free. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know my pain. All these words you say, you think it's some sort of game. It's so unreal. All the pain you make me feel. Call me a terrorist, a bomber, Mr. Twin Tower. Maybe you're just jealous because you ain't got the power.
Mes amis et moi ne sont pas très différents que vous. J'ai pensé que tout le monde était un. Mais maintenant, c'est seulement nous.
When we were younger, we didn't judge based on skin color because we really did care about one another. I'm not saying that when we were younger, we were colorblind. We focused more on the personalities that overshined.
My color, my race, you decide? Because of our beliefs, threaten us to hide. Make us build a railroad for them to ride. Small brains, you say, toss us aside. Just pause and think, let our paths collide.
People deny our rights and question our faith based on what we look like. They don't think our God's the same.
Child, 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 how are you made? So confused in a culture that is becoming lost.
There is so much more for you to see. There is so much more for you to see. There is so much more for you to see.
When I spoke my language at 4.5 years old, on my first day of school, I was slapped for speaking Blackfoot. We were hungry constantly, while our teachers, supervisors, and staff ate 3-course meals. We were fed porridge, cold, dry, no milk or sugar. Oftentimes maggots were found in our porridge. Illness due to lack of nutritious food was common, along with the constant fear of starvation.
When my ancestors left China for work, they also left behind loved ones who they might never see again.
I need an orange. I want an orange. Oh, Mr. Foreman. Yes, you know me. I'm part of the Chinese crewmen working on the railroad. We are the ones you sent to light the dynamite. Chen needs some fruit. And a hospital. But they don't let us in your hospitals. And you don't pay us enough to buy fruit. I'm too proud to give up. I worked too hard to give up. Keep us out of your hospitals. Starve us. Work us harder. We are Chinese peasants. We've always worked hard.
Africans were here a long time ago. Just in some ways it wasn't a choice.
In some ways it was.
Brought to America. Ran to Canada.
There were slaves here too.
But it ended earlier. 100 years. Nigerians. Ghanaians. Guineans. All thrown together on the plantations. They wouldn't die though. They sang together. They pulled each other out of the death's grip. Their singing kept the horror at bay. I went into that church. I heard that singing. It was like in Canada, in Calgary, I had come home.
And that's when I saw him.
And that's when I saw her.
And realized I was home.
And realized I was home.
Our ancestors left Punjab and came to Canada in the early 1900s. Although it was hard for us to leave India, and we struggled with discrimination, and we first arrived in Vancouver, we persevered. After some time through hard work and further education, we established ourselves in this country and continue to contribute to building a future for ourselves and the next generation.
My family's been here for 30 years, and honestly, no one really talks about the past, about people, the Vietnam War, refugees, all that. Maybe to spare me? But in a way, I understand too. Because she sacrificed her dreams so I could have mine. It's why I work so hard. Because my parents gave up so much. But in Canada, we're all Vietnamese. Maybe it was because of how we all got here, on boats, across the South China Sea, through years and years in refugee camps, through nightmares about bombs dropping. They came here, and they fell in love.
To be here in Canada with my family, safe, all together. And I feel honored to live in a place where difference, green eyes, purple hair, short legs, is beautiful. Like a beautiful dream, a group of families in Calgary sponsored us. Calgary. I didn't even know anything about Calgary before. Now it's home.
Did you know the first Filipinos to come to Alberta got jobs teaching on the reservations? Also, Filipino workers, Filipino temporary foreign workers, who give birth to a Canadian-born child were not initially covered by any health benefits. Can you believe that? But because Filipinos coalesced and negotiated with the provincial government, all Canadian-born children of temporary foreign workers are now have coverage. It's guts, right?
That's what the democracy is, right? What Canada is, right? You stand up and you give back.
Dear Canadian government, my husband refuses to speak Ukrainian and forbids our children to do so. He says he does not want them to be in trouble like he was. They should not be Ukrainian outside the house to be safe. While he was under arrest, he built your Banff National Park for you because you forced him and the 5,000 Ukrainians to do it. Please help him want to speak his language again.
Your great-grandma sounds pretty badass, like my mother, who came over here as a nanny and then brought me and my father later. Not miserable. Badass. We're a country of fierce, tough nation builders. Sometimes it was terrible.
Sometimes it was amazing.
Because through it all, we saw each other.
We reached out.
And became a country.
We became
Canada!
What are we bringing to the table at the end of the day? I want to see an amalgamation of aromas, a buffet of bliss, where each individual part adds depth to the mix. So share your food, your roots, your story. Your flavor is anything but ordinary, so lay it out with love. Don't let the poisons of your past prevent you from rising above, feeling hateful or scared. Let our children be prepared to eat, not to compete, not to put walls between plates that states, this is yours, stay away from mine. Be kind, so that when they smell saffron or the spiraling steam of Szechuan, they know that it is served with open arms, that they are breathing in the scent of solidarity, the unmistakable musk of humanity, and that it tastes like love.